Hey, how's it going, everybody? This past Wednesday, we had the NA versus EU Showmatch between First and Friends and Guild. That's not it, though. The situation started to increase, and we got a couple other things along with it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, get ready for it. What's up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. We've got some interesting things to talk about today. We're going to provide some context, history, as well as what actually happened and final thoughts on it. So probably like a 3-part video today. But before we get into that, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you hit subscribe, turn on notifications. You guys have been crushing it lately with the viewership as well. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Links to everything I'm talking about in the description down below, along with all my social medias. If you want to go give those a like and follow as well, it is greatly appreciated. Today's video is a fun one. So let's start off with the context. Guild wins Regional 3 for Europe, and apparently that doesn't sit well with Retals. So Retals decides to put out a tweet saying, hey, show match, me, Firstkiller, and one other person from North America on the US East. We're going to go up against Guild as a full team. And you know what? We can play on EU servers because we're going to whoop that ass. And I'll put $1,000 on the line. No big deal. Tags Johnny Boy, show match, write it up, do it. Let's get it going. It happens. Last Wednesday, those matches went down, and things did not go according to plan for Retals. So much so to where it was rough. It was real rough. The best part, though, during the entire broadcast is not the matches, it's not the gameplay, it's not the ping excuses, but it's the commentary team. Turbopolsa stealing the show. If you guys have not seen any of the clips, if you haven't seen any of the moments, Turbo is absolutely hilarious. He continues to be one of the funniest pros. He'll like ask people questions, or like he'll do an opening question and be like, oh, did you guys hear? And they'll be like, hear about what? He won't say anything. Like they pause and give him time to say something, and he'll just, it's like he walks away from the mic, and then they are like questioning it and they're like, what's going on? And he's just like, wait, what? And he plays dumb, and it's cheeky, it's funny, and the commentary team obviously has a really good time, and super entertaining show match all around. But that's not it. In the middle of it, Johnny, for some reason, forgot to turn off and go offline on Steam because who knows what friend request kind of stuff you're going to get. And eventually a pop-up happens from Garrett on Steam, and Garrett says, hey, me missed an Arsenal. Let's run it. We got this. Arsenal can't show up. They end up pulling in JNaps instead. So you've got Garrett, JNaps, and Mist, and they go up against Team Queso, VK Salin and the boys. They also lose. Again, understand that both Game 1 and Game 2 are on EU servers. First and Friends, as well as Garrett and Friends, both on EU servers. Again, if you'd like to follow along with these and don't know what's going on, description down below, Liquipedia. So it is First and Friends versus Guild. They lose. It's 4-1. First and Friends do put up a little bit more of a fight. A lot more goals out of them. We then go to the next one, which is Team Queso versus the Generals, which again is Garrett, Mist, and JNaps. It is 4-2, which the Generals actually take the first 2 games. 4-1 and then 3-2 with an overtime. And then it is 4-2 for Team Queso, 4-0 for Team Queso, 2-1 for Team Queso, and 3-2 for Team Queso. And it's at this point the brilliance happens, and Turbopolsa, being Turbopolsa, says, you know what? It's up to me. I've got to do it. So he calls on the boys. And there's a couple things to pull apart here. Turbo is playing now on NA server, and he is also playing with his dedicated team. He's got Atomic and Mist along with him. So it's Turbo, Atomic, and Mist going up against the EU super team called Airbus. You've got Monkey Moon, who many consider the best player in the entire region. Astral, who is mechanical god and absolutely cracked. And then you've got Itachi, also pretty good as a player, got some pretty solid mechanics, as we've seen him do with Giants in the past. So you've got EU super team versus Envy. Couple differences. You've now got a dedicated team for NA, while the other 2 were dedicated teams for EU. You've got NA servers, while the other ones were for EU. But the best part about the whole thing is the fact that, like I said, Turbo says, it's up to me. I've got to do it. Now, the beauty of all of this as well is during this entire time, there's crazy tweets happening. NA versus EU debates, people talking about, oh, you guys have been quiet. I think Yukio called somebody like the NA scrub and put a clown emote. Like, it's been crazy. Twitter's been really entertaining over the past couple days. Let me tell you that. So all this stuff is going down. You got a bunch of banter, everybody talking, everybody calling each other out, which is awesome. And don't forget, all of this starts because of Retals. Don't forget that. None of this would have happened if Retals didn't have the ability to call somebody out. And there's a lot of people that are like, yo, I don't like Retals because he's this egotistical whatever. Some people love him because he's boisterous and this and that. At the end of the day, I think everybody needs to agree that without Retals being willing to speak up, which is something that this community doesn't do too much, usually they nitpick at any little piece of drama, but if he doesn't call these teams out, then this doesn't happen. It's the same reason why I personally am so excited to see BDS versus Space Station on a LAN environment at any point, because the original statement that Retals made way back, if you guys haven't checked out the video, down below, go check it out. All these things are happening, and without Retals kicking it off, it wouldn't have even got here in the first place. And the best part is, like, these are show matches, and some of these don't even have a prize pool. This is just two teams playing together. Obviously, Retals lost $1,000 in the first one, but the one between Envy and Airbus doesn't have a prize pool. The one between the General and Team Queso doesn't have a prize pool. Where the players are normally, I won't even get out of bed for a minimum amount, are starting to do this because of just what it means. NA versus EU, international competition, bragging rights, the ability to say my team and my region is better than your region. And that's the best part about all this, is you are seeing people who want to compete just for the sake of competing and for bragging rights, which I think a lot of people have really lost that feeling. There's been so many people that, with the lack of LAN, no events to play for, no tournaments, no trophies, no title, people have felt very demotivated. And then you get this, where even with ping advantages and all that kind of stuff, people are just gearing to go at it. And it's been amazing. And again, none of that happens without Retals. So we jump back. We go to the third and final show match. It is Team Envy on NA servers versus God Team Airbus with Monkey Moon, Itachi, and Astral. And what happens is just ridiculous. Envy wins game 1, 2-0. They win game 2, 3-0. Game 3 goes to overtime, which is usually the moment in series where you start to see the pivot. But they win that one 3-2 in overtime, 55 seconds. And then in game 4, 2-0 again in favor of Envy. So after EU's been clapping NA on home advantage and with dedicated teams, and it comes in with their dedicated team, and with Turbo, the 4-time, which is ironic in this whole regard because he's European, and continues to do what Turbo does. He just wins. 4-time world champ, comes in, shuts everybody up, wins again, but they do it by only allowing 2 goals. One of those goals, one of the greatest goals we've ever seen, Monkey Moon's redirect in double touch, perfection, super clean. But to hold this team that's supposed to be so good to 2 goals really says that 1, ping sucks, and 2, that maybe there's some arguments to be had. So again, of course it's Turbo. Of course it's the 4-time. And if you learn anything from this entire thing, Turbo wins. That's pretty much all there is to know. Turbo wins. That's just what happens in Rocket League. If there's a tournament, if there's a thing that's happening that has stakes on the line, Turbo wins. That's just how it goes. So after all this goes down, Turbo wins. Everything's crazy. People are laughing their off. Turbo decides to tweet the words Mickey Moon. Hashtag Mickey Moon is all he puts out, and it instantly gets like 2K favorites like within seconds. It blows up because that's what Turbo do. For those that don't know the concept, obviously Monkey Moon, it's a play on that. Mickey, also used when LeBron James won the latest championship, and talking about how it was hosted in a Mickey Mouse ring and basically degrades the quality of it, and is basically Turbo again, spelling it out for y'all, basically saying that like, yo, Monkey Moon's not as hyped up as he's supposed to be. So not only does he get the tweet, he gets the impressions and everything else, but everybody else who's watching, because there's quite a few viewers in that show match, everybody's loving it, everybody's enjoying the content, hoping that there's more, which again, there's going to be. I'll talk about that in just a bit here. But everybody who tweets out hashtag Mickey Moon, and it starts blowing up. At one point, and it might be higher now, I haven't checked in a while. The last time I did check it, hashtag Mickey Moon was trending on Twitter as the #7 hashtag in the United States. We talk about scripting and ridiculousness. It couldn't have gone any better. Shout outs obviously to Johnny Boy for hosting this and putting it together. Shout outs to all the pros for actually being willing to sign up and come and play. Because obviously got some pride on the line, and not everybody wants to lose with an unfair advantage. But if anything, this has created an ongoing thing now. The fact that you have teams and players that are like, yo, I could have done better than those guys could have from the other team. I want my shot. I want ability to do this. So for one, it makes it great for Johnny Boy, because Johnny Boy is going to continue to get top tier talent, top tier content out of this whole situation. Me as well, if you guys keep watching these videos. So thumbs up. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It was a super hype day. It was super funny. I was in the middle of rehearsals in my own stream and stuff, so I didn't get to watch a lot of it. But I've gone back and checked out the VODs. I've checked out the clips. It's hilarious. There's a lot of corpses. There's a lot of funny moments between the casters, the gameplay, and everything else. It's just icing on the cake. These are the type of things that we were really, I think, lacking. Obviously, with the repetition that was coming from RLCSX with no live events. Little events like this during the offseason, I think, will kind of bring back that love for a lot of people. And I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is. I think a show match and stuff like this, apparently Space Station is trying to set up international show matches in a server where you have the ability to alternate between servers where they'll play a best of 7, and then after that best of 7 you play on the other server, or maybe every other game goes from Europe to US East. But certain things like that are going to start to develop from this that may just make our scene as a whole get better. If you're going to say like, hey, yeah, we're playing on like 80 to 100 ping, but I'm playing Europe and I normally never play Europe, that could lead to us having better and better Rocket League on both sides of the spectrum. The only unfortunate thing is that still leaving South America and OCE behind. So curious to see on what it develops. Curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. If you guys did not get to watch this, go back and check out the VOD. Link is in the description to Johnny Boy's Twitch channel. Again, massive shout outs to Johnny Boy and everybody else involved for making this happen. But questions, comments, concerns down below. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys want me to continue to cover stuff like this, let me know. But overall, I'm ecstatic about it. It was super funny, absolute blast when it came to the situation. So that is going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, again, hit me up on Twitter, social medias, whatever you got to do, comments down below. That is going to do it for this video, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.